And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Tuesday, April 10th. I'm your host for today's program again, Paul DeMain, and many of the stories we read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. And here we go. Transgender women will be allowed to participate in the Miss Universe beauty pageant next year, officials announced this week, a little over a week after they ruled a trailblazing 23-year-old could vie for the crown this year. Pageant officials says they are working on the language of the official rule policy change, but expected final word to come soon. Trials for next year's Miss Universe pageant begin this summer. The move comes 5 days after the organization said that Jenna Talakova, a member of the Lake Babine First Nation in Canada, could compete in the Miss Universe pageant this year. Talakova, a Vancouver resident, underwent a sex change 4 years ago after being born a male. The advocacy group GLAD called on the Miss Universe organization to review her case as well as open the competition to transgender women. Contest officials have been working closely with GLAD to change the policy. An advocacy group on this week praised the decision and the work by Talakova to remain a contestant. Talakova's sex change initially led organizers in Canada to disqualify her from the 61st Miss Universe Canada pageant in May, citing a rule that said she must be a naturally born woman. Donald Trump, who runs the Miss Universe organization, wished her the best of luck. The official rules will still have to be approved by Trump and NBC, which co-owns the contest. The Anishinabek Educational Institute, in partnership with Canadore College, launched the First Nations Child Welfare Advocate Certificate Program recently at the Union of Ontario Indians head office. The First Nation Child Welfare Advocate Program will prepare students for the role of advocate or representative on behalf of a First Nation child and or family in child protection matters, according to the Union of Ontario Indian Social Services Director Adrian Peltier. Students will gain knowledge of the Canadian child welfare system, treaty and Aboriginal rights, the Indian Act, First Nations and their organizational political structures, and the Child and Family Services Act. Anishinabek Grand Council Chief Patrick Wadabi congratulated the education partners on creating a program for which there is such an urgent need. There are an estimated 27,000 First Nations children in foster care in Canada today, more than 3 times the number of children in residential schools during their peak of operations, according to Madabi. Unfortunately, the residential school legacy of uprooting our people from their communities and families is still alive. The course will start in September and will be offered at the Anishinabek Educational Institute's Nipissing campus, and you can go to www.anishinabek.ca for more information. Last year's job fair was such a success, the Lower Elwha Tribal TANF program at Port Angeles, Washington, has decided to host the job fair annually. The event was free and open for all job seekers. About 100 participants visited the 20 booths in 2011. There were multiple applicants filling out applications to submit to employers on the spot. The job fair will be held from 11 to 3 p.m. on April 11, 2012 at the Elwha Klallam Heritage Training Center located at 401 East 1st Street, Port Angeles, Washington. The first 100 people will receive a complimentary Indian taco lunch. The following employers are currently scheduled to attend, with more to add on as well: Express Employment Professionals, the Elwha River Casino, the Korean Women's Association, WorkSource of Klallam County, Department of Child Support, Department of Social and Health Services, Community Services Office, Armstrong Marine, and the Klallam Bay Corrections Center so far. On Saturday, April 21st, the Cheyenne River Youth Project in Eagle Butte will host a 2012 basketball 5-on-5 tournament at its Teen Center Gymnasium. The tournament is open to boys and girls ages 8 to 13, and the doors open at 9:30 a.m. with the games to begin at 10. According to Tammy Eagle Hunter, wellness coordinator, the tournament was designed with 2 important goals in mind: to provide an exciting, competitive event for Cheyenne River young people and to raise funds to support the nearly 24-year-old not-for-profit youth project. Spectators may attend the event for $5 per person at the door. Interested teams may participate for a $25 sponsorship fee, which can come from players themselves or from community members and businesses that wish to serve as team sponsors. To register your team for the youth tournament and to ask questions and get answers and all that kind of stuff, information, call Tammy Eagle Hunter at 605-964-8200 or send her an email. We'll put that email up for you to look at there. And today we end up with a musical tribute that was produced by Darcy Gustavsson for the Penokee Mountain Range south of the Bad River Ojibwe Reservation in northern Wisconsin. Earlier this year, the tribe, environmentalists, business people, and many other people in northern Wisconsin who revere the pristine but sometimes poor economy in the north fought off a proposed devastating open-pit strip mining proposed by Gogebic Taconite Mining Company with a new bill written by themselves and pushed by Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker. The attempt failed, and for the first time in months, those who love this region for all that it gives held a feast and celebrated within the confines of the sacred for thousands of years Copper Falls State Park. Let's take a look at that. And that is another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank you for coming here again and stop by soon. Miigwech.